Hey, I want to show you some really cool stuff that's going to help your website convert way better. I'm going to use a real life example and kind of do like an audit on their business, on their website. And this is someone that had submitted a form to get sort of like a game plan from us. And, what I do is I review websites and take a look and see what's going on. And I spotted a lot of stuff going on that you can draw from because you're probably, and I don't want to say you are because I don't want to assume, but it's very likely that you're making at least one of these mistakes that's costing you lots and lots and lots of potential customers that would have otherwise purchased from you. And so, I specialize largely in like website conversions and marketing, also automations, AI, stuff like that. But this is really going to be more of almost like a website conversions, meaning like it's one thing to get a visitor, but it's another thing to get them to actually become a customer. So I'm going to show you this here, this website of this particular functional medicine clinic. I'm going to start off by saying, if you look up here to the top left, it's pretty small, so I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to turn on, I've got like a little cursor highlighter thing that I'll turn this on just so it might help you out. If you can't read it, that's okay. It says gynecologist, New York City, sexual wellness. Now, the reason why this is actually a mistake, and this is something you can control on your website, the reason why it's a mistake in this case is like this is not just a gynecologist. Now, the MD may be a gynecologist, but they also offer a lot of other stuff. I'm going through here, I'm seeing stuff about adrenal fatigue, weight management, body contouring, sculpting. That's for women. There's other stuff. There's other stuff here like, again, weight management. They're doing some stem wave and hair restoration. So yeah, like I guess this person could, this doctor could be a gynecologist, but that's not all they are. And so when they say gynecologist New York City, they're trying to rank this page on Google, or the SEO company they're working with is trying to rank it on Google. But instead of that, like the homepage, it'd be so much better if they had like a specific page that was targeted specifically for gynecology. So that's actually an issue. That can cause a lot of confusion with Google, ChatGPT. Like if you're trying to rank and get free traffic to your website, that can actually be a massive issue. Let's see, we're going to go down through here. Like I said, this is going to be kind of like an audit. They have, I think it's kind of interesting because it's like they have stuff running off the page here. This is probably more of a website design sort of issue. I'm not super excited about that. Another thing that I think is interesting is, let's see, I'll take you over here actually to this free website tracker. I have a paid version, so I get more features, but you could actually use this. It's called Uber Suggest. And what I'm going to show you is how much traffic they're getting and for what keywords, and then what's that doing for them, if anything. Because I see people paying SEO companies like thousands of dollars a month, and it's like getting them nothing. And I've already reviewed this website, so I can tell you that's a lot of what I'm seeing here. So they're getting 261 organic visitors per month. So that means there's 261 people that are coming to their website. I'll blow this up a little bit. Should be a little bit bigger on screen now. 261 per month that are coming to their website. But this is where SEO companies can trick you. They can, do SEO, and, phase one of trickery often is like, oh, your rankings are going up. And that's cool. But rankings don't always equal dollar bills. Phase two is, oh, well, you're getting traffic and your rankings are going up. And so you're getting traffic from those rankings, but that doesn't mean you're getting more money, right? And so I want to take us into that aspect so you're equipped to understand, like, how do you actually make your marketing online work for you? And how do you not get deceived by agencies, SEO folks that are, taking advantage of potential ignorance? And that's not your fault. Like, if you're like most, you probably just want to serve your clients and enjoy your life. So let's look at these keywords. Now, over on the left-hand side are various keywords. We'll talk about those more fully, but just stick with me for now. Those are keywords that this website ranks for. So if I search for Dr. Marsha Harris, she's probably going to rank number one for her name. And you go, oh, that's cool. But the problem is that maybe gets her some customers, maybe, but it's not really capturing people that don't already know who she is. Like the people that are searching that and finding her that way probably already know who she is, and they're going to find her one way or another. And so these types of keywords aren't super valuable. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you over here as we move into the next point, again, talking about how to make your marketing actually work for you versus just, having like little celebrations about numbers going up in volume, traffic. We don't want just celebrations about like numbers unless it's bottom line, right? Because the bottom line is what's going to actually help your business thrive. So volume is how many monthly searches there are. And then position is how high you rank on Google, right? So like if I go do a Google search right now for, Dr. Marsha Harris, then, this website shows up number one. That's cool. Now, not everybody that does any given search. So for example, if I go functional med clinic NYC, which is what Dr. Marsha Harris is, she's not showing up right here. This is called the Google Business like map pack. So she's not showing up here in the top 3. This is a massive source of getting inquiries. Okay. So again, yes, she has a website. Yes, she's ranking for some keywords, but she's not showing up here for searches like functional med clinic NYC, which is that's a keyword that somebody might search and actually become a customer, even if they don't know who you are yet. And then she's also not showing up in these organic search results. So if you're, not familiar, sometimes you'll see ads up here. We're really not talking about ads right now. We're talking about organic traffic. Ads are another thing. Right now, we're talking mostly about organic, which map pack is included. You want to show up here. This could be a massive source of getting new customers. And then also, we're talking about these organic search results. And what's crazy is she's not showing up for that. So she's showing up for her name, and there's people searching that, and she ranks for that, and she's even getting visits for it. But again, these are people that probably would have found her one way or another, and become customers. And so it's really not like, ooh, awesome. It's good, but it's not going to be a force multiplier in your business. Next up here, in terms of, and we'll actually sort this based on where she's ranking. So again, number 1 would be she's literally the first result. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and sometimes 10 are on the first page of Google. So we'll just, for this conversation, if you're 1 to 10 your first page, which is good. If you're on the second page of Google, you're probably not getting found. In the SEO world, they say the best place to bury a dead body is the second page of Google. So you don't want to be there. You want to be page 1, much less page 3, 4, 5, 6. So as we go down through what she's actually ranking for, we have stem wave therapy versus shock wave therapy. Now, nationally, there are 40 people per month that are searching that. Okay. She's position 2 and maybe getting about 5 visits per month. But here's what I want to point out, because this is, I think, an issue where, whoever's managing her SEO, search engine optimization, they're doing an old school SEO method that really only works for affiliate marketers, in my opinion, which is where they're blogging things that they think this business's customers are interested in. But let's imagine you're out in like, North Dakota, and you Google search stem wave therapy versus shock wave therapy, and you see drmarciaharris.com, this stem wave therapy, versus shock wave therapy page. And you go, okay, cool, informative. What are the odds that you're then going to travel to NYC in order to pay this clinic money? So this is a strategy that pretty much every SEO agency that I've ever seen is doing. And the theory is like, well, if you post lots of content that makes you look like an expert, that therefore you'll rank for other keywords that are good. But I'm going to show you that that's not the case. We've already Google searched a legit keyword like, functional med clinic NYC. There's lots of, like, we could even Google search like stem wave therapy NYC, and a lot of those keywords. And as we go down here, you're going to see there's not hardly any good keywords because they're using the wrong strategy. And I've ranked tons of websites, not just page 1, but even spot number one in major U.S. hyper competitive markets like New York City, L.A., Baltimore, D.C., et cetera, et cetera. And we've done a completely different approach that helps people get found for the most valuable keywords without having to constantly blog and do this strategy that is verifiably false. So again, we go through here. Does she have good keywords? Stimwave versus Shockwave. Again, this is a national keyword that she's ranking for, but this is not the type of keyword that actually gets traffic that is going to become a customer. Okay. The conversion rate, right? Like if you get 100 visitors to your website and like 0.1 of them convert, after 100 visitors, you've still had no more money come in through your door. No more customers to help. Okay. So we keep going. Low sex drive on TRT, same sort of thing. National, who is Google searching that out in Wyoming that's deciding to then pay money? How to increase libido. These are all just answering questions. And that's fine. You can answer questions. You can help people, but that does not mean that it's going to equal new customers that you're going to be able to help at a deep level. So again, look at this. Medical history from template word. Okay. There's people searching that, barely getting any visitors. Shot New York. This is actually a better one. Now, this is not necessarily New York City, but it is New York, right? There's not very many people each and every single month that are actually searching for that. And she's getting hardly any visitors. It's saying one per month. And that's not customers, that's visitors, right? Now, if she was number one, she might get up to 30% of the clicks. And so that would be, if we're saying 30%, maybe 1.5 customers for an O shot. Okay. If she was number one, but she's not ranking high enough to get enough clicks. If you're spot number 6, you're maybe getting like 1 to 2% of the total amount of searchers to click. And I'll show you how this math works out. Again, also you can either become knowledgeable and work on this stuff yourself, or you can look for someone that is in this world that you can verify if they're actually legit or not, if they're using the right strategy, because you've equipped yourself. You become dangerous enough that you can find out if the person that you're talking with has a good strategy or not. So let's just do the math on this. If there's 50 people searching per month for an O shot treatment in New York, okay, let's multiply that by 12. We're just going to say 600. Now, this is where I'm really not going to put the dollar amount right now. So just stick with me on this. But CTR, if you're spot number one, you might get 30% of the clicks. Okay. If you're spot number 6, you might get in like 1% maybe. Okay. Now, the next one down here is visitor inquiry ratio. This would be like, okay, you got 100 visitors. If you got a 2% VTI, visitor inquiry ratio, that's 2 new, people coming through the door. Next is closing percentage. Now, if you have a service where they inquire, they book a consult, and then you're going to close them, this is where this comes into play. I'm going to leave it at 30%. Now, with these numbers, this is one customer, right? One customer. So one of the things that needs to be done is someone that's trying to get seen needs to rank for a lot more traffic, they need to convert way better. We've seen websites get up to 15% of a VTI. If that happens, now you got 8, right? Which is cool. And you might say, well, only 8 new customers. And again, I'm leaving the actual pricing blank because your pricing may be different than a person in another market. So just think more in terms of customers and plug your own pricing into this to sort of estimate. But at 8, it's like, okay, well, now we're getting some traffic. But let's say you actually get 10 times that amount of traffic, right? And you're getting, let's say 6,000 total potential customers that are searching for your services. Now you've got 81 customers have booked something. And this can just go up from here. 60,000, that's 810. Okay, we may be starting to get pretty ridiculous. And again, we're assuming you're spot number 1. Maybe you're spot number 3 and you're getting like 10%. With these numbers, that's 270 actual new customers for your services. So, the numbers can drastically change again based on how high you rank. So again, we put this at 1%, and this at 2%. Most websites convert around 2% without having done CRO, conversion rate optimization. So if you're, spot number 6 on Google, your website converts average because no one's ever gone in and looked at the data, like tools like Microsoft Clarity, where you can watch how people interact with your website. Okay. Google Analytics, where you can see graphs of how people are interacting. Google Search Console, where you sort of take that data and go, where's the website like not converting people, so that now I can come up with solutions by making things more clear through copywriting, branding, messaging, guiding the user experience, so that number goes up. But most websites are around 2%. So again, it's like the same amount of traffic, but just other downstream numbers can be the difference between 4 new customers and, again, let's just say 10%. Let's say your VTI is 10%. So 10 and 10 here. So again, that can be the difference between like 8 new customers and 180 new customers. Kind of a big deal, right? So again, as we go down through here and look at what she's actually ranking for currently, so many of them are national. She's got some, like here's P-Shot, New York City. It's 110, which is, that's more volume than the 50. But she's on page 2 and getting hardly any traffic for it. Okay. So we go down through here again, keywords like what is STEM wave? Now here's another one. It's New York City specific. Again, you want, if you got a clinic that someone can walk into, you want them to find you where you're at, because people are going to search either, maybe they would, search P-Shot and they're in New York City, or they say P-Shot near me. They may find you that way, but one of the ways you rank for that is ranking for your specific geographical location. So she would want to be doing SEO specifically for P-Shot New York City, because that'll cause her to rank also for P-Shot and P-Shot near me when that person is physically in New York City. So again, we go down through here. She's ranking for Men's Wellness Center. She's on page 2, hardly any visits. That's a national keyword. Not as good as ranking for Men's Wellness Center NYC. So again, another example of keywords that could look good but don't actually convert into more clients. ED Doctor New York. Okay, this is probably a decent keyword as far as those people becoming customers. She's ranking page 2, hardly getting any traffic for it. Okay, STEM Wave, general national keyword search. Lots of people searching it. She's not ranking that high, and even if she was, the odds that somebody's going to go way far away to actually, work with her, pretty low. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's pretty low. So we just keep going down through here. And actually, some of the keywords that I saw that she was ranking for as I was looking at my initial just overview of her website was like ranking even for things like average male size. Again, a national keyword that people do search, but if you're out in, Mississippi searching for average male size, the odds that you're going to become a customer probably pretty low. The next thing I'm going to do on this tool is I'm going to search, or I'm going to sort it by volume. So like, what are and here's where we get average peens size. Okay. I'm not sure what a peens is, but it seems like a lot of people are searching for that. Again, she's ranking pretty far back. She's not getting any traffic for it. And it's a national keyword that's probably not going to turn into a customer. So you say, well, okay, well, what should I be ranking for? What should I be doing? Well, you should be using local-based, geographic, specific location-based keywords, okay? And you can actually figure out which keywords have traffic by coming over here and doing a search. So we may even just say something like, functional doc NYC, okay? And this is where you just guess. Okay, to educated guess, like what might your customers be searching? And some of your guesses may show 0. It may be like there's nobody searching. It's like here's nobody's searching functional doc NYC. Okay, but functional medicine doctor they're searching for. There's 1,000 searches per month. So let's go back to the calculator real quick. Let's say if we're saying 1,000 per month, that's 12,000 per year. Okay, let's say you're ranking spot number 1. Let's say you're getting 25% of the clicks. Okay, let's say you're converting 5% of those, right? So just with that one keyword, and there's others, okay, this is another SEO strategy you got to watch out for when you work with SEO agencies. They'll tell you, oh, we're going to help you rank for a few of these keywords, for this location. You always want to make sure that they ask you, what's your revenue goal? What's your revenue goal? And then they should find traffic that they know, okay, you're at this VTI. So if you convert this much, if you've got this much traffic, because we found the keywords to equal enough traffic that it's going to equal a satisfactory or super satisfactory amount of new customers, mathematically speaking. Okay. They're educating themselves on your actual market and giving you a tailored solution that shows how the numbers make sense. Okay. So we'll kind of wrap up for now, because we could go further and further into this, but this is just a video I wanted to make to show you how important it is to at least make yourself, knowledgeable enough to be dangerous in a particular thing. I'm not going to say you have to be an SEO expert, but if you're hiring agencies or you're hiring someone to help you with your marketing, it's very important that you understand enough that you're getting a good strategy. Because I like to say, because I think it's true, that there's no more scammers in any other industry, profession, versus SEO people, agencies. There's no more scammers in any other industry other than politics. So take that for what it's worth. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you got questions, let me know below. If you'd like the link for that tool that I was using, because you want to do a little bit of research, make yourself dangerous, dangerous enough, then just ask for it below, and I'll give you the link. So have a great rest of the day. See you for now.